All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and start the live stream as soon as I get the graphics off. Okay, how's everybody doing tonight? 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. We're going to attack a little bit more into the East Coast snowstorm that's occurring right now. Not going to talk terribly too long. It is already 9 o'clock, but I'll talk for an hour, maybe 2 hours. Continue our coverage of the winter storm event that's unfolding right now on the East Coast. If you guys were here with us earlier, we were talking at the time. It was kind of going through Kentucky, West Virginia. It was impacting those areas. It's now made its shift towards the Northeast. If you were in the Discord chat, you were also getting updates on. I know Matt was in there giving travel updates. I know we were doing a lot of forecast updates, and we'll get into that here in a second once everybody kind of gets in here. We have a decent amount of people to start the live stream. Let me get my pen up too, so I can circle things I'm talking about. What is it? Wednesday? Is today Wednesday? Hope everybody's. It's Thursday. Jeez. Hope everybody's enjoying their Thursday. All right. So this is the new National Weather Service forecast. It was just updated about an hour or two ago. So earlier forecasts, we were seeing that the snow totals were not as great through this region. And I don't think in previous totals they had dark blue going that far north into Pennsylvania either. That's changed, obviously. We do have winter storm warnings out for this entire region here. And we now also have blizzard warnings out up in Maine. Let's start out there. Let's start out with the warnings. The hazards map here. That way we can kind of go a little bit more detailed here. So we do have winter storm warnings still in effect down in Kentucky. That storm is still occurring down there. However, the majority of it is pushing up the East Coast now. I think we're approaching the Washington, D.C., Philadelphia area. Winter storm warnings are in effect across portions of southern New Jersey, eastern Long Island, portions of eastern Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, eastern portions of Massachusetts, and then going up all the way into Maine as well. So that's our winter storm warnings. We knew those were in effect. There are still winter storm warnings back southwest into Kentucky and Virginia still as well. So let's get into snow totals a little bit. They definitely have changed over the last few hours ever since we went offline. They just came out with their new one here. I need to log in under my account so I can get rid of those ads. So now we're looking at over the next 24 hours, you have snowfall occurring the heaviest area across the mid-Atlantic with your 6 to 9 inches that's been talked about for the last few days now. 6 to 9 inches across portions of West Virginia going into Maryland. It seems like the system dies off a little bit, but you're still pushing 4 to 6 inches here across southern Pennsylvania. Probably another 3 to 5, 3 to 6 across the rest of Pennsylvania. And then it kind of gets going again, right? Gets its act together again here across southern New Jersey. And then it goes all the way up into Maine. I forgot to circle the blizzard warning up there. There is a blizzard warning up in Maine as well now. High winds coming off the coast. But it kind of does a weakening process right through here and then gets going again through here, which has been the forecast for a few days now. So this is not like something new. But you can see the pattern that's going here. It's really weird. It has it weakening out over West Virginia and then kind of restarting as it gets closer to like Long Island. So that's the only update for the most part for this area is this section here. Now extending down to Long Island in that 6 to 9 inch range, and then back here across southern New Jersey now in that 4 to 7 inch range. Kind of getting a little bit higher, and I think this portion right here is also new, all the way through this very edge of Maine there along the Atlantic. So those are the big changes. Radar showing heavy bands still continuing. This was This is the Sterling, Virginia radar. You can see those heavier bands extending into Pennsylvania now. Let's get away from Washington, D.C. because it's kind of throwing my loop off here. So Washington, D.C., it's approaching you now all the way up towards Philadelphia. So this whole region now starting to get going here with snow. We were expecting that. But back in Virginia, it is still coming down really well. You still get heavier bands here northeast of Charleston. We'll have to do some Twitter searching here for vehicle accidents. Let's go back into Kentucky where now you can see where it's starting to weaken out back where that was really coming down for many hours back there. Looks like some pretty tough bands of snow there, falling just north of Kingsport and Johnson City in Tennessee. Switch over to this Virginia radar. Now you have a huge glob of snow attacking the Roanoke, Virginia area all the way into West Virginia. So a really wide region of heavy snowfall coming down, right? This black region here, there is snow falling in here. This is a radar loop, radar gap called the cone of silence almost. That's not picking up snowfall hitting the ground over there, but it is. It's all in this region here, extending into Philly now. Washington, D.C., it'll get really heavy here over the next few hours. We won't be alive for that, but as this snow across this region here continues, it will get worse and worse as it approaches the Washington, D.C. area. Let's pull up Twitter. Answer some questions real quick as well. If you're just now tuning in and you're not familiar with my page, which I see a lot of familiar faces, we're doing some winter weather coverage here for the East Coast, Northeast region. Let's see here. Let's start with West Virginia weather. West Virginia is kind of the area in which it's getting hit pretty good right now. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks here. Lots of computer updates. More or less looking to see if there's any look at that. Geez. Lots of snow. This is somewhere in West Virginia. There's no location given, but lots of snow on that tree, sagging the limbs of that tree. Haven't seen any car wreck reports coming out of West Virginia yet. Feel like you guys know what you're doing there. Kentucky was a nightmare. Cool little time lapse there by Zach Price on his commute home from work, I'm assuming. Start at the beginning. So cool little time lapse there by Zach Price showing his commute all the way through the mountains and the winter storm there in West Virginia. But for the most part, it looks like roads are somewhat decent. I wouldn't say they're perfect, but looks like West Virginia's DOT is, he stopped at Taco Bell, is doing pretty good there, keeping the roads plowed, staying ahead of the winter storm. Here's some snow reports coming out of the hills of St. Albans, about 5 inches there. Putnam County, West Virginia, pretty heavy snow there. But no significant reports of anything concerning. I don't see any reports of car wrecks or anything, and that's all of it right there. So let's see how they're doing in Kentucky. We know Kentucky was hit pretty hard earlier. Lots of pileups on interstates over there. Looks like just under 7 inches in London, Kentucky. Oh, here we go. Jeez. So not a pile up, but cars unable to get up the hill there. This is courtesy of Weather Nation on Twitter. They're not able to get up the hill, so they have to walk up and just park the car. It looks like this car definitely slid into the ditch there. So I would imagine that he tried to get up and wasn't successful. So someone needs to come out and plow that hill, or else they're not getting home. How's the snow looking where you guys live? Let me know Let me know how bad it is where you guys live if you live in this area. Brutus says light. Oh, I missed it. Hold on. Light snow just starting here in Montgomery County, southeast Pennsylvania. Okay, snow's just starting there. Corey asks, anyone know the snowfall for eastern shore of what state? Not a major snowstorm for Pennsylvania, but that doesn't mean the overall storm isn't major. Definitely some major impacts, Kentucky and West Virginia for sure. Pennsylvania is dodging a bullet again. I know you don't like that, but they are. Maryland, okay. So here are snow totals expected. So here's Maryland. I don't really know your guys' slang over there, so I don't know what you mean by Eastern Shore. But if you're referring like down here, where it is on the Atlantic, or if you're referring to up here, but this region of Maryland, looks to be about 3 to 6, I would say about 3 to 6 inches through the heart there. And then a little bit further south, you're kind of getting out of those snow chances. However, I still think you would get an inch or two down here. And then as you get further north, now you're pushing 3 to 6 and 4 to 8 inch range. Some random guy putting U.S. codes into the comments. I don't even know what that means. Southwest Virginia, we have about 4 inches and still snowing. Okay. So that's the area that's really getting hit pretty good down in this region. And it's still snowing down there, about 4 inches. So Chesapeake Bay. Okay. Yeah, I know where you're at now. Chesapeake Bay. Len says 65,000 power outages reported in Virginia. That's not good. 65,000 power outages. Hey, Zach, a dusting on my driveway, snow covering grass, but street is wet. They came by and salted the road. I'm in Johnson City, Tennessee. Okay. So just a dusting there in Johnson City, Tennessee. Definitely dodged a bullet there for you guys. I think there's Johnson City right there. Yeah, it looks like the worst of that snow. It looks like it's still coming at you guys, but the worst of that snow there in that area happened up near Lexington, kind of this region here, in that portion. I know there's a lot of snow back by Bowling Green as well, but a lot of the pileups and vehicle accidents happened anywhere from like I-65, which is right here, kind of this direction. So right into that little circle there, and then Johnson City, you guys were just too far south to see any of the good stuff. Let's scroll back up here and see if I missed anything. Live in Nova Scotia, Canada, and we are going to get 30 to 35 centimeters of snow tomorrow. Yeah, it's going all the way up there. I saw totals in Nova Scotia like really high. 2 to 5 inches. Yeah, that's not bad. That's a pretty good snowstorm. Josh says 70 and sunny in San Antonio today. Has now dropped to 45. Probably will get no, that'd be about right. 45 degrees. 45 degrees sounds about right. All right, so here's a photo from Kentucky's DOT about 30 minutes ago. Crews continued to treat roadways, keeping focused on main priority A routes with dropping temperatures overnight. Salt won't work well. Snow-covered and slick conditions are to be expected through Friday. Motors should adjust plans accordingly. Now you can see on the road here, it looks terrible, right? Definitely not the type of interstate you'd want to drive in. Those look terrible. Definitely poor travel conditions there in Kentucky still. I know it's still some snow is dropping, but just not as much. But when temperatures drop, and you got all this on the ground, it starts to freeze. And especially the type of freeze that we're experiencing right now across the US, all that will start to freeze, and it will not be good to drive on. It's going to be a nightmare for anybody in Kentucky driving on I-64, I-75, all those roads. Here's a different view in Kentucky. Crews have made a lot of headway since the snow started. Some roads are showing pavement. That's good. This is US 231, Scottsville Road in the Alvaton area of Warren County. Cold temperatures overnight will cause refreezing and ice. So that's why I said right there, cold temperatures overnight will cause refreezing and ice. Yeah. As these temperatures drop, all this slush that's on the ground from being plowed, that'll freeze. It'll freeze and become ice, and it will not be fun to drive in. Let me see here. Yeah, so more like cold weather is a big problem. We'll get into cold weather here in a second. I consider that part of this winter storm in a way. National Weather Service, Little Rock, Arkansas, wind chills in the single digits across portions of northern Arkansas as of 8 p.m. Let's see. I know it's cold here at my apartment. It's so cold that I have the heaters on, but I can still feel cold air. You know what I mean? It is load. -9 right now where I live, and I'm in West Central Indiana. So definitely dropping quickly. Let's take a look at those temperatures, shall we? I think I can do min temps, can I? I think this will work. But it doesn't. So this is the minimum temperatures that without wind chill, okay? This is tonight. The reason why I'm showing it up here is because this is where it's going to be coldest. So I'm actually right here where this number 3 is. That's where I live. 3 degrees is my min temperature at 6 a.m. Okay, because usually right before the sun comes up, that is the coldest portion of the day. Okay, right before the sun comes up is when it's the coldest. So 6 a.m. Central Time. It is only 3 degrees of where I live, and then look at this: -14, -13 across portions like Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'll actually get into more of like wind chill temperatures here in a second as well. This is without wind chill, so this is how cold it is without the wind blowing. North Dakota, -30s, all in this area, -33 here in parts of Minnesota. And then it just drives all the way down. I mean, just a ridiculous amount of cold air coming from Canada. Thanks a lot, Canada. Just kidding. Let's actually pull the forecast, and I can actually, I think her would be all right. I can actually see what the temperature will be with the wind chill. Okay, so this is wind chill temperature. Let's go. Yeah, that should be okay. And then let's get back towards like the middle of the country here. -50s. -50s for wind chill there. Okay, so here's wind chill tonight. This is how far it comes all the way down. You see the negatives all the way through here? Kind of like one of these little guys. Anything north of this pink line is in the negatives for wind chill tonight. This is right before sunrise. So if you have to go to work tomorrow, certainly I would hope that they have schools at least 2-hour delayed in this region tomorrow. I mean, we're pushing -12 at my house at 6 in the morning. And then -25, -27 across like Cedar Rapids, Iowa. -20 is going all the way into Illinois. And then where these heaviest snowfall rates were earlier, you're pushing -4, 2 degrees. It is just brutal. It's not going to be fun, that's for sure. Thank goodness I don't have to go out in the morning. Rest in peace to those who have to. I salute you. So winter storm warnings still extend all the way back into central Kentucky. Does not include Nashville anymore. Probably because there's still snow coming down. Okay, I'm going to log into my account because that's driving me crazy. I get ads all the time. Right now, our main focus is the winter storm that's coming out of Kentucky right now, mainly impacting areas of West Virginia. And then it's going to widen out, which I think it already has. And there's going to be a corridor of heavy snowfall that goes all the way up like this. And then the rest is going to be just like scattered snow all the way up here. But the heaviest corridor of snow, anywhere from as low as 3 inches to as high as probably 10 inches, all the way through this gap here. And that's what we're seeing on radar right now. We're seeing snowfall coming into the Washington, D.C. area. We're seeing snowfall all the way up near Allentown, Pennsylvania. And then it's coming all the way down like this. It's kind of like one of these. And I'm sure it's snowing up here as well. Let's see if it's snowing up in the Pittsburgh area. Oops, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Yep, snow showers all the way up through Pittsburgh. Probably not a lot coming down, but some flurries all the way up towards Pittsburgh. So pretty wide area. So wide that I can't narrow my, radar. I can't get it all on one radar, so I have to continue to switch radars to see where the snow is. And the problem is I can't, do that. But what's up, Casey? Casey's in the house now. Let's answer some questions. I'm sure somebody lives in this area that wants to know some answers here. -3 degrees currently, warmest it's been in weeks. Where you at, Joker? You in Canada? National Weather Service, Northern Indiana, lake effect band entering northern Berry and Cass counties in Michigan, whiteout conditions. Yeah, I saw there's a winter storm warning up there as well. 6 inches of snow in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Same area that was hit by a tornado the other day. Rarely see snow. There are no plows to speak of. Roads are filled with snow. Wow, that's crazy. So 6 inches just sitting on the roads and untouched there in Hopkinsville. Looks like they dropped snow totals in Delaware to 1 to 3 inches. I don't think so. They definitely didn't. National Weather Service this is from the National Weather Service. They've stuck with the 4 to 6 inch range there in Delaware. Nothing's changed there. New York City, yeah. New York City, they've stuck with the 4-inch mark here in NYC. I still think they see a little bit more. I'm going to say probably 4 to 7 inches, closer to probably the 5-6 range. But wouldn't rule out 7 inches isolated there in NYC. Seems like NYC always gets the good snow, so I wouldn't be shocked. Surprise Philly is that low. Yeah, Philly's still, I mean, they're there. I am too. But they're looking at about also 4 to 6 inches or so, roughly, which is enough. Nashville recorded 6.3 inches of snowfall, a new record for the date. Nice. Lots of snow came down in Tennessee. Apparently they know how to drive, because I haven't seen any big car crash reports coming from any any Tennessee regions, really. I haven't seen any. It was mostly Kentucky. I mean, we were searching earlier and we couldn't find anything. Got quite a bit of snow here from that front on the eastern plains in Colorado last night, 4 to 6 inches. Nice. Yeah, we were monitoring that last night. That Wyoming and Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado border was getting hit pretty good last night. Do I think East Tennessee will get any? It's probably over for you guys. So whatever you have on the ground now is probably what you'll have at the end of the day. Litchfield, Connecticut. I don't know where Litchfield, Connecticut is, but I can break down Connecticut a little bit. So obviously you know where Connecticut is. Looks like at least the entire state will have 4 to 6 inches. And then there's a little corridor here on the eastern part of the state around the Rhode Island border that's forecast to get about 6 to 8 inches. So most of the state's getting 4 to 6, but if you live on that eastern part of the state, it's 6 to 8. Why is it not snowing yet in DC? Seems like all around us, but it's not moving. It's coming. Just give it some time. It should be approaching you guys pretty soon here. I can't pull DC radar because it's a radar gap. But it's definitely coming in. This is all snow through here, so it's probably flurrying. Maybe it's not falling all the way to the ground yet, but there is lots of snow behind it. Ta-da! That's all pushing that direction. So it'll come. It's just not quite there yet. Give it some time. There is snowfall, though, happening in the area. We got some heavy snow bands north of Washington, D.C. This is a radar gap here. There's definitely snow somewhere in here, but because it's so close to Doppler radar, it's not capturing it. But definitely some heavy snow bands north of D.C., punching into Pennsylvania and Maryland now, which I know doesn't help you at all. When will it hit the Philadelphia area? It's coming. Probably get some flurries starting here pretty soon. Looks like we got some flurries moving in here. Let's put this in motion. That way we have an idea. So your heavier bands seem kind of stationary a little bit, but you see all this blue down here. These are all flurries out in front of that main system. So snow will start to fall, but you're probably not going to get the heavier stuff until a little bit later in the evening and going into tomorrow morning, kind of, overnight. Portions of north central Pennsylvania may overachieve. Yeah, it's possible. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is getting more. I think it's kind of like, so you guys are kind of talking about Pennsylvania a little bit. I think what's happening is originally when we started doing this forecast a couple days ago, it really only had the snow like from this line south, if you guys remember that. And then all of a sudden it was kind of up here a little bit, and then it kind of brought it back down to here. Oops, didn't draw the line. I think it's really inconsistent with Pennsylvania, but I think anywhere kind of divide the state in half. I think anywhere down here could have some potential for some decent snow. Anything up here is kind of light flurries unless you're in Erie, where you're getting that lake effect snowfall. Carson says he thinks the whole state of Connecticut is going to overachieve. I could see it happening. This whole storm has been overachieving. And then when you see these kind of stationary snow bands that aren't really going anywhere, and they're dropping snow in the same area, consistently, that's when you get your overachieving snow totals because the system isn't continuing. It's not going. It's just stopping. Sometimes that happens. I think in Kentucky, it just started out dropping lots of snow. Len says state of emergency in New Jersey starting at 10 p.m. on the East Coast. So my computer's about to die. So they have a state of emergency in Jersey starting at 10 p.m. You can kind of get an idea of when they're expecting or how much snow they're expecting. I think New Jersey is another area where it'll overachieve as well. I think this whole area, New Jersey, is going to see a lot more snow than kind of forecasted. Right now, models are pushing 4 inches. I think it says 6 in here at least. I think 6 inches right in here shouldn't be ruled out. Maybe 6 to 8, right in there. Portions of New Jersey. They upped the total for Long. Yes, they did. They did up the total for Long Island. Split it in half about right here. This entire eastern portion of Long Island is now forecasted in that 6 to 8 inch range. We know that there are winter storm warnings out for the eastern portion of Long Island as well. Definitely busy now for you, Penweather. That's for sure. Staying busy. Dylan says he wants some snow down here in Georgia. Not this time, but there's lots of opportunities here coming up in the future. I've been watching the patterns and how the atmosphere is working. I think we'll have a lot more snowstorms here in the future. I think we'll get another big one, like really big one. I wouldn't consider this to be like a significant snowstorm. It's not dropping enough snow. I think it became a major snowstorm just for what it did in can you guys still hear me if I put this down here? For what it did in Kentucky. I think that's why it got the major title for me. Yeah, you guys can hear me fine. Great channel, cool graphics. Thanks. Appreciate it, Swizzle. Here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Oh, I missed it. Hang on. Comments went up. We just got our power back in Virginia, and now another one. Yeah, you guys lost that power from that last storm. Now you're dealing with it again. Sorry. Sorry. I think you guys might get a little bit of a break here for a little bit for the next one, if there is a next one. 15 inches isn't big enough. If we got 15 inches, that's a significant snowstorm. Snowing in Miami. Yeah, what state? Next Monday and Tuesday, very cold in my area. Okay. Somebody posted in the Discord chat. If they're in here, I apologize. I'm not giving you credit for this. Buffalo. Oh, that's why. Yeah, you got that lake effect snow. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Buffalo's getting that lake effect stuff pretty good. Somebody posted in the Discord chat that there was a slight risk of significant snowfall, I think it was, over the next, I don't remember what it was, but this whole Northeast region could be seeing some more snow here soon, not just this system. Let's see. Not snowing in DC yet. It'll get there. Snow for Clarksburg, Maryland. I don't know where that is. You have to kind of give me an idea of where that is. I'm not from Maryland. New York Public Works is out pre-treating roads. Okay, thanks, Len. Someone asked about Maryland. Really just depends. Obviously, if you're in the area like up here, you're getting some pretty good snow. Areas like Washington, D.C. is under that 3 to 5 inch threat. And then areas south, kind of down in here, not so much, but still a couple inches possible. That's for Maryland. Uh, 45 minutes northwest. Yeah, so kind of in this region, you guys have the greatest chance of seeing some pretty decent snow. I wouldn't rule out while here. I can take you back over to the snowfall totals here. Northwest of DC, probably 3 to 5 inches, kind of in this area. And then DC's got it about 3 to 5 inches as well. And anything south of there, you're looking at more upwards of 2 inches, but nothing significant. Absolutely. Shout out to all the DOT workers that are out there plowing these roads. It is not easy to do. Definitely, if they're out there, they're away from their families. They're out plowing these roads, trying to make sure it's safe for everybody to drive on. So definitely credit those DOT workers today. Yeah, that's so true. Remote learning now, like everything's online, so you can't even enjoy like a snow day anymore. They don't have them. If you are forced to stay home from school, you just have to do the work on the computer. It's not fun. Carson hasn't been trending more snow. Yes, a little bit. Really, when the storm got going, it really took off back towards like Nashville and north of, between Louisville and Nashville there in Kentucky. It just took off and dropped a lot of snow, a lot more snow than was forecasted in that area. Luckily, the National Weather Service caught on pretty quickly. They put out a lot of winter storm warnings all the way to the Missouri boot heel. And so they were on top of it just in time right before it started. So they saw the uptrend and got it taken care of this morning, well before I went live. But for the most part, this region here has remained about the same. They're not forecasting any higher totals in there, but areas like through Long Island into eastern portions of Connecticut, that's where there's been a higher threat now of of snowfall. I think a little bit into New Jersey as well. That's gone up about another inch potential. That's the big area that's kind of gone up. The rest of the region maybe gone up a half an inch or so, especially across southern Pennsylvania. I think has gone up a little bit. I'm not looking at the other forecast map to compare it, but I think there's definitely an uptrend for higher totals, kind of like this through here. Back here, it's been about the same back here, so I'm not going to say that's a change from the last forecast. Maybe Delaware a little bit has gone up as well, but yeah, Buffalo's getting hit hard. They got that lake effect snow, and with forecast models, sometimes it doesn't pick up lake effect. But look at all this area right through here has potential for a foot or more of snowfall right along the lake. And I know somebody in here said 15 inches in Buffalo. So definitely caused by that lake effect mess going on up there. I have no idea what you're talking about. How much will Trenton get? Trenton, New Jersey. That's right on the line between 3 and 6 and 5 and 7. It's really hard to tell. I would say just for now to go with maybe 4 to 6, just to be on the safe side, and then but don't be surprised if you get 7 inches in there as well. But I'm gonna say 4 to 6. Yeah, Casey, there's some random guy talking about birds and whatnot. You can like watch him for a minute. No snow here in Florida. Rubbing in our face. How much will Providence, Rhode Island get? All of Rhode Island is going to get hammered. So Providence is on the eastern portion of Rhode Island, right where that 6.7 is. So I would say 6 to 8 inches with isolated 9 inches in that area for sure. I would even, this whole region right through here is just a cooking pot for a foot of snow. Even into like Boston, 8 to 12 inches. So definitely a lot of snow forecasted for Providence. You guys are going to be shoveling for a while. Thank you, Casey. Walkertown, North Carolina. I don't think you guys are getting anything. It's not that far south. It's going to stay well north of North Carolina. Kansas got 4 inches. Yeah, northwest Kansas all the way through central to northern Kansas got some snow yesterday. 4 inches. We were watching that yesterday on yesterday's live stream. Martinsville, Virginia. I don't know where that is in Virginia. Is it Northern Virginia? Rochester, nothing yet. What state? Rochester, New York. Michael says the snow is just ending in southeast Ohio. Okay. So southeast Ohio, it's ending there. And so that kind of shows where it is compared to here. Now it's more over here, kind of going up this way. Southern Virginia for Martinsville. Okay. No, you guys will be fine. It's pretty far north of you. The area of impact for Virginia is north. I would say, I don't know what cities are in here. Roanoke, maybe. North of there. So Northern Virginia is the big target for this one. How many inches of snow in central Maine? Yeah, absolutely. Lots of snow up there. Let's go over and up. So I guess it depends what portion. I know you said central, but this is the cutoff for the heavier snow, the dark blue. So if you live south of that line, and if you live, you're probably somewhere right in here if you're saying central. So probably 3 to 6 inches up there in Maine. And then south of here, you get that pocket of heavier snow at 7 to 10, 8 to 12, kind of in that area. But anything in central Maine through this little gap here, you're looking at about 3 to 6 inches. And then north of that line goes to about 2 to 4 there in Maine. Mm-hmm. Canby, Indiana. I hope the Indianapolis area gets snow, snow, snow. I hope not. I'm from West Lafayette. I don't like snow. Not this time, though. There's not going to be snow expected in the central Indiana region this time around. Why is there a circle, no snow line, DC? What are you talking about? Why is there a circle, no snow line around DC that doesn't seem to move on live radar? Oh, you're talking about live radar. Oh, I closed radar by accident. So that's a good question. So this little gap here um, is caused by the radar. So Doppler radar can't capture the snowfall hitting the ground that close to its radar. It's capturing the upper level snow. So that's why there's a gap here. Now, if I switch radars, let's go to a Delaware radar. Now you see the snow because now we're further away from DC. So now you see the snow flurries right on the edge of DC. It's getting really close to you guys. You should start seeing some snowflakes here very soon if you haven't already. Looks like portions of DC got some snow there briefly, about 30 to 45 minutes ago, but the heavier stuff is still out west, and it looks like it's kind of going like this. But don't worry, it'll be there. You'll see some snow. Let me scroll back down here. Needs to come out to Arizona at 70 degrees. Oh, I'm jealous. Allentown, Pennsylvania, 2 to 4 inches there. How many inches of snow in Harrisburg? Same, about 2 to 4, maybe 3 to 5. National Weather Service, Spokane, Washington. Avalanche danger for Cascade Mountains. Very dangerous conditions and extreme danger for Stevens Pass. So you got some avalanches out in Washington State. Yeah, Casey is a good mod. He's taking care of business in here. Buffalo, New York, 16 and a half inches. Whoo, that lake effect. Crazy stuff. I don't know what you're referring to, Matt. 16 and a half inches. That's crazy. I'm trying to catch up on comments here. So here are some snow totals from Len. Buffalo, yeah, look at that. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Cheektowaga, New York, 18 inches. 14.9 inches in Watertown, New York. We got Tees Valley, West Virginia, 8.5 inches. Gallatin, Tennessee is 8 inches. Big Black Mountain, Virginia, 6 inches. But that 18 inches there in upstate New York, where that lake effect snow is just taking care of business up there. Well, it's a good thing you moved to Arizona just in time. Yeah, the storm is moving very quickly, which kind of makes me wonder if we do get higher totals in here with the speed that the storm is going. If we were moving a little bit slower, I think we would definitely be getting lots of snow. But with it moving so quickly, it makes you wonder. Oh, I got you. I got you. Do it. I bet you won't. Binghamton, New York look like. I don't know where that is. Kind of give me an idea where that is. Is that on Long Island? I feel like it is. Maybe not. Absolutely. Charge up your mobile devices, especially if you live in like the same area as last week. You guys kind of learned a little good lesson there. Virginia was out of power for a while. So make sure you guys are charging your devices. Charge your phones. Be ready. Near the Finger Lakes. Yeah, so anywhere up that direction is more of a 2 to 4 inch threat, maybe less. So you can see right here, it has actually a lot of New York on the low end, so only like 1 to 2 inches for a big portion of New York here, and then it doesn't get in that 2 to 4 inch. The closer you get to the city is when it goes that 2 to 4 inch. No, I'm not a meteorologist. Just a big weather nerd. Storm chaser for about 10 years. I do currently study atmospheric science through Mississippi State, but I do not have my degree yet. Cold front right behind it coming late tomorrow. Look at Connecticut. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me post that in here. Let me get you guys. Give me 1 second here. Let me get you guys over to Radar, and then I'm going to open up Discord, and I'm going to drop that link in here because I forgot to do that. You guys can join our Discord chat. That is pretty much a public chat room for those who follow my work. Let me get into YouTube here. We're trying to also keep up with comments as well. Thank you, Mila. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here as well. Let's go to my channel. I'm about to drop the link into the Discord. That way you guys can okay. It should be pinned now. So the message that was just dropped into the chat and pinned is the Discord link. You guys can get in there. You guys can join that. It's absolutely free. There's no charge. And basically what that does is you can get, I'll let you know when I'm going live. We'll talk about upcoming weather patterns, all kinds of fun stuff in that chat room. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. I'm just going to post that because that's... Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it, buddy. Matt's a good friend of mine. He's from New York as well. Hoping he gets some snow someday. Pennsylvania in the house. Gerald, thanks for being here. When is the snow going to start for Long Island? Yeah, good question. Actually, let's pull the next 6 hours here. 6 hour snowfall. So it looks like it doesn't impact much in the next 6 hours. It looks like the storm's kind of slowed down a little bit too. For the most part, over the next 6 hours, it's got it focused on West Virginia, Maryland, going into Pennsylvania for the most part. But you can start to see these little digits popping up, half an inch, 1/10 of an inch. That means there's probably snowfall out in front of the main show. So you probably will start to see snowflakes within the next 6 hours, but not anything huge accumulation wise. Let me actually look and see what time this goes to. This is until 1 a.m. So this is through 1 a.m. So kind of, I said that earlier, after midnight probably. After midnight is when I would expect the heavy accumulation to start falling across this region. And then going into early tomorrow morning up here. So after midnight is when you guys will start to see the good stuff there across Long Island and anywhere near NYC, Philadelphia, around midnight as well. Okay, Birdie's from Long Island. She says they believe that they said 3 a.m., so that makes sense. Yep. Because I was up to 1 a.m. and there was not much snow on the ground in Long Island, so I would say definitely closer to 3 or 4 a.m. The good news is by the time you wake up, if you have to go to work early in the morning, there shouldn't be a ton of snow on the ground, so you should have a safe drive to work. It's getting home from work that might be a problem. An Uber rider who got hold on. So this is an Uber rider who got stuck in Virginia traffic jam ended up with a $600 bill. Is that part of the other day's winter storm? I can imagine getting a ride on Uber during a winter storm and then racking up a bill like that. That wouldn't even be fair. Oops, I just favorited the comment. That's crazy. Okay. Um, for those who weren't with us earlier, you probably weren't seeing the pileup crashes that occurred in Kentucky. If you weren't with us earlier, these are pictures from I 64 near Mount Sterling, Kentucky, from earlier today. When I saw these pictures get posted, that's when I immediately went to live stream. When I saw that there were pileups occurring, I was like, okay, we got to go live now. It was too good not to talk about. This was at least a 30 car pileup in Kentucky earlier on I 64, just outside of Lexington. I think south of Lexington, near Mount Sterling, Kentucky. This was about the time the snow was coming down the heaviest when this occurred. Unsure how it started. Um, Probably just started by one little vehicle accident and then piled up from there, like it always does. Um, Fortunately, last time I checked, there were no fatalities. I think everybody was okay out of it, so that's good. Let's see. I used to go trick or treating on Halloween, walking through a foot of snow 40 years ago. Today, there's no snow on the ground. Yeah, it's crazy. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the climate doing? National Weather Service Grand Forks. Several rounds of blowing snow are expected Friday night through Saturday. Is it going to snow by the? Yes, it will. It's just taking its time getting there. That's all it is. Yeah, definitely been a strange time for weather. I don't. I'm not in any way a scientist, so I don't go into like the climate change discussion. Um, Believe in what you want to believe in, but definitely a odd pattern shift for weather lately. Snowing later in the year, tornadoes are happening a little bit later in the year and a little bit further east in the country than usual. Could be just some weird pattern of weather. Maybe we'll get back on track here in a few years, but um, statistically speaking, it's abnormal behavior for weather. It's not snowing yet in DC. Yeah, it will eventually. It'll get there. You think the storm will slow down a little bit? It seems like maybe it's already slowed down just a tad. I mean, it's all the way up in Pennsylvania already. I would say no. I think it's going to continue the same speed. I don't see it like coming terribly slow. I mean, you can see how fast that's moving. Little snow bands here, booking it across portions of southeast Pennsylvania, Maryland. I don't see it slowing down, but so yeah. Obviously, a good tip here. Definitely want to. Oh wait, that's not what I meant. Snowing again. Yeah. Okay. I was expecting that to happen. Definitely a good tip here. Lessons learned having gone through this storm. You got to get to your groceries before the storm hits. Absolutely. Uh, Definitely locked in, saddled here for 3 days, easy in Kentucky. Some of the hardest hit areas in Kentucky are going to be stuck inside for a few days. So definitely want to make sure you have the food to do that. Harrisburg is in a winter storm warning. Okay, is that just updated? Did they extend it that far? Probably. They probably did it because of this. I guarantee that's why they did it. These heavier snow bands are pushing a little bit further to the north, so makes you wonder now how far north that storm could actually go if they're doing that. Why is there never any milk or bread left when it snows? It's a great point. That is a great point. Okay, so that's a brand new, yeah. So according to a couple Pennsylvania guys in here, they do have winter storm warnings now in effect to go all the way out to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Um, I mean, my first thought is because of that line of snow showers that are coming down. That would be my guess. That they're just expecting this snow to really start ramping up here across that area. I wonder if it's updated yet on the hazards map. That way I can see it. Hasn't updated yet. So this pink area here has gone out. There's a snowstorm, winter storm warning now in that area. I guess a little bit further. Hasn't updated yet on this map, but it will. But this was the pile up earlier on I-64 in Kentucky. Right when that snow is starting to get going. Here's more pictures of vehicle accidents. As far as I'm concerned, everybody walked away from it. I haven't seen any reports of fatalities or any serious injuries, which is good. Probably some injuries, though, that required medical attention. But for the most part, it seems like everybody walked away, which is what you want to know, what you want to hear. What's the question? Casey, I missed it. Oh, probably the milk and bread question. Never mind. You know, my great grandmother taught me that to put bread for that until my grandmother taught me that. Like, go out, buy a couple loaves, put it in the freezer because it doesn't, it doesn't spoil or anything. Waiting to see if this updates here. So current radar has these heavy bands of snow now poking into Pennsylvania. I would imagine with Harrisburg now being, Harrisburg now under that winter storm warning that they probably did that for those heavy bands. Still, most of the heavy snow is coming down. Oh, here's a good view of it. So you get some really heavy stuff coming down. Here is the Pennsylvania and Maryland state line. You can see these dark blues here all the way up. There's heavy rain. There's Gettysburg, Pennsylvania right there. Everybody knows Gettysburg. So a lot of heavy snow starting to get into the area now. Enough for them to issue some winter storm warnings. Let's go back south here and I'll show you guys how it appears. Some more. That might be a snow squall right there. Surprised there's no snow squall warning after that. This thin line right here. Oh, dang it. This thin line right here of dark blue, that's a snow squall. Probably packing some really, really heavy snow bands, whiteout conditions, and wind in there. I'm surprised there's no snow squall warning out ahead of it, but it doesn't appear to be hitting any populated areas. There's an interstate right there, though. So that shocks me. But nothing out ahead of it anytime soon, so that might be why they're holding off on that. That might not be. That looks like a snow squall to me on radar. But that is in Virginia, or West Virginia, going into Virginia. Kind of bouncing around to see what all the radars look like. Some heavy snow back here as well in southeast West Virginia going into Virginia. Not much going down in the southern part of that state in Virginia. So yeah. Definitely some heavy snow right now. Hagerstown, Maryland, going up towards Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's some heavy snow coming down. So definitely be prepared. That might be overperforming there, which is why those winter storm warnings were just issued. Let me go back up and check out some comments here. Okay, here's an update. National Weather Service State College, Pennsylvania. Snowfall amounts have been increased slightly over southern Pennsylvania, with several counties being upgraded to winter storm warnings. That's what Penn Weather was just talking about, and Nick was just talking about. Talks of more snow. Oh, geez. Talks of snow coming Saturday here in southeast Colorado. Zach, what do I think? We can take a look. Why not, right? It's not like the snow's going anywhere. Let's just pull up a random. Let's pull up NAM. let's take a journey out west a little bit here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. And we'll just use the 10-to-1 ratio for now, just for fun and games. You said Saturday, so let's go to Sunday morning. I'm not seeing much just off of NAM. I don't see much, Casey, at all. NAM isn't showing any type of accumulating snowfall at all through Sunday morning for that area. Okay, there's that winter storm warning now. They finally updated it. Winter storm warning to include Harrisburg, Pennsylvania now, solely based because they didn't connect it, right? So that's what I was looking for. They didn't connect these two winter storm warnings. So that tells me that they put this winter storm warning out simply because this is happening right here. That's why that winter storm warning was issued. Definitely an intensification of snow bands there. This is what we've been talking about with this whole system, right? This whole system has been overperforming at times. And snow edging closer to DC. Yeah, you can actually start to see it come into picture here. There's actually snowflakes all around DC, but we're using the DC radar. So it's not showing anything because we're too close to radar. So that's why it shows nothing in DC. Ignore that. There is some flakes coming down in this area. But definitely the heavier stuff right up here. Getting close to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where those winter storm warnings are. If you guys are just now tuning in, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Live weather coverage happening here for about another hour or so, maybe a little bit less, depending on how this goes. First time here, make sure you subscribe. If you want to join the public Discord chat and talk about weather and upcoming weather patterns, you may do so. It's absolutely free, and it's pinned on the chat. So at the top there or at the bottom, however it looks on your screen, you should see a little link that I provided. That is access to the public Discord chat. You get in there, you have talk with some other people that are also fascinated with weather. It's kind of a cool thing to do. Let me zoom in a little bit. That looks kind of far out, doesn't it? There. Is that better? You guys can kind of see what's going on now. I kind of like to have the radar in motion because it kind of tells you exactly what's going on with the event. You can just see that heavy snowfall right there. That's what the National Weather Service is picking up on there in Harrisburg or State College, whatever NWS office that is. And that's why they put that winter storm warning out for right in here for that very reason. It's moving pretty quick. So definitely expect some whiteout conditions to start occurring here. Expect some snow-covered roads really quickly. I wonder if the Storm Prediction Center is talking about it yet. Nope, no conversation about it, which is kind of shocking. We can move the radar here to see what DC looks like. Yeah, so you can see the rapid intensification right here north of Washington, D.C. That's pushing all up into that winter storm warning region. That's why it's being issued. D.C., you got some stuff starting to really get going back here too, so watch that as it moves into the D.C. area. That'll get going here soon. But see, when I switch radar, it doesn't show it because of the radar gap there. So don't be fooled. But this radar is showing the best of that quick moving snowfall that's happening there in southern Pennsylvania. 2,600 snow trucks on the road in Northern Virginia. They're taking care of business there. 2,600. Jeez. Philadelphia, 3 to 6 inches probably, just based on National Weather Service forecasts. May get an isolated 7 inches somewhere in there as well. You're pretty close to the winter storm. You're actually sitting between two winter storm warnings, but you're not under a winter storm warning. How much snow could fall in the DC area? Like 2 to 4 inches is what's forecasted right now. Isolated 3 to 6. Rick says in the night. Okay, hold on. Where'd it go? I just saw it. Oh, there it is. In the Niagara area, Ontario, New York, lake effect snow at 1 to 2 inches per hour still falling. Okay, it's pretty good lake effect snowfall happening up in the Niagara area. I saw the comment, but I lost it. I had to go back and find it. Sunrise forecast possible. You're welcome, Jose. A lot has changed from earlier today. That's why it doesn't seem like that. I still don't think DC gets a ton of snow. I really don't. But when you got forecast for winter storm warnings right here, and then you are pushing 4 to 6 inches right here, there's no way DC doesn't get something, right? I think they'll still get 2 to 4 inches easily in that area. You can actually see the snow starting to get more intense back here towards Charlottesville, Virginia. And as that continues up this way, it's going to impact DC. Eventually, it'll get into the heavier parts. Will get into Dover, Delaware, and eventually get into the New Jersey area. Yeah, I forgot I'm wearing my hoodie again, aren't I? Yeah, I'm definitely going to make some hoodies for you guys. Oops. I'm going to get some hoodies for you guys made. If you are a donator, so people that donate money in the chats, every now and then people do that. If you donate $5 or more, you'll be entered in for a chance to win a couple of free pieces of merchandise, including sweatshirts and stuff like that. If you are a top donator, like one of the top 3 donors of the month, you'll automatically get a free sweatshirt. And then going into spring, I'll start handing out t-shirts instead of sweatshirts. Is Cape Cod supposed to get 16? That's a lot of snow. I mean, right there on the ocean, I wouldn't be shocked. But right now, most forecasters have it 8 to 12 inches right there in the Cape Cod area. But I'm not saying you couldn't see 16 inches. I'm not going to say that. That's not possible. Oh, did Penn Weather say something? I missed it. That snow band better move north. Yeah. It's trying. I mean, it's really getting going here. It's getting close now. See how wide it's becoming as well. It's definitely getting close there to. But see how quickly the weather can change, guys, when it comes to winter weather. There were no winter storm warnings for this area. Gosh dang, I keep doing that. There were no winter storm warnings for this area until what, guys? 30 minutes ago, and it was already snowing through here. So that's how quickly you can get changes in potential. Can I get some heavy wool hoodies? I can make some, yeah. Absolutely. Frederick, Maryland. Yeah, right here's Frederick, Maryland. You guys are about to get hit pretty good. That heavy snow band is approaching your area. Probably a good 4 to 6 inches about to come down in that region. Southeastern Connecticut next to Rhode Island. I don't even have to look at the forecast for that. I know you guys are getting a lot. 6 to 8 inches is forecast if that region right now. Winter storm warnings are out, so be prepared for that. They'll start about anytime overnight and going into the morning. No, not necessarily. Higher elevations, especially there in Northeast Tennessee, you guys could get additional snow there. More lower elevations, probably not so much. It looked like back there in Johnson City, maybe you guys had a random, looked like a random squall, like snow squall coming up. Yeah, that's all it is. It's not gonna last long. It's actually already breaking apart. So you can see how originally it was a nice little snow squall, and now it's starting to fizzle out as it gets closer to Johnson City. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Where'd it go? How much snow do you need to go sledding? I don't know. It's a good question. Probably just an inch. I have no idea. I mean, I usually didn't go out sledding unless there was a couple inches on the ground. I think you can go faster if there's more snow on the ground. Yeah, State College is definitely on top of it right now. They're keeping their eye on it. Yeah, I've been kind of popping back between Google Maps as well, just kind of keep an eye where the worst traffic is and kind of get an idea. I haven't looked at any highway crash cams. Is there like a link that I can? Is there like? I know Matt sent me a couple links earlier. I don't know if that was the same thing or not. Okay, so here's a good statistic. Capital Region federal offices, probably in the DC area, are to close again for Friday for snow. This will be the second time offices have closed this week due to weather. We know the same region was getting heavy snowfall just a few days ago. Areas like Virginia were out of power there for a while. No, this isn't. No, it's not a snow hole. So what's happening is I'm using the Washington D.C. Doppler radar, and the Doppler radar isn't picking up the snow because it's too close to the radar. If I change radars here, you'll be able to see it. Ta-da! So you got that pretty good area of snow intensification starting to go now, heading towards that warning area. And then there's also stuff happening back down here, and it's pushing up towards DC. So with time, it'll get there. But if I switch back to DC radar, it just shows a giant hole. It's not terribly accurate. Yeah, I can do that. I don't know how to. I don't know how to pull up traffic cams. I don't know where to go. Happy Friday, Mila. Almost Friday. We're almost there. If I had vacation days, this is just my thought process. But if I had vacation days and I lived in like this area that's getting hit with snow right now, I'd probably just take the day off tomorrow. I would, seriously. Will there possibly be power outages? I can't really predict that. I know Virginia lost some power last week, but they got hit with like a foot of snow. So it took that much to knock out the power. So I would say probably not. But I wouldn't rule out maybe some localized power outages in the heaviest hit regions. But it really just depends where. I can probably pull up traffic cams maybe from Harrisburg because that's about to get hit. So I wonder if I can probably pull up traffic cams for there. I'm gonna give you guys. Oh, that's not what I meant. I'll give you guys the radar for a second so I can do some Google searching. I'm gonna see because everybody's asking for traffic cams. Let's see if we can find something here. Okay, so Pennsylvania has a traffic cam website. So I can select a region. What interstates are up there? Let me check the interstate map here. I'm going to look up Pennsylvania interstates and we can get right where the heaviest stuff is coming down. So US 15 is a pretty good spot getting hit right now. Right in the Gettysburg area almost. Some people are uploading photos to the Discord chat of heavy their snowfall totals as well. I'll publish that here in a second. I'm trying to find. Okay, this would be a good play. This is Gettysburg. How do I? Okay, let me see how I can get this up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, that didn't work. I'm trying to figure out how I can make this bigger. It's so small. I guess I can just zoom in. I'm going to show you guys the, oh, now what? It doesn't let me scroll. Okay, I guess I can just do this. So I'm going to show you guys the traffic cams that are occurring right now. This is the best one I could find. This is Gettysburg. This is at US 15 and US 30 in Gettysburg, where those heavy snow bands are coming down right now. So I wonder, let me try something here. I can't blow that up, so I got to do this. Oh, play by okay. So those photos are updated pretty often, so we can just kind of stare at those for a second. So on the left is your traffic cam for the Gettysburg area, which is getting impacted pretty hard right now. If I zoom in just a little, I should get Gettysburg to load right there. So right here is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, right in the middle of those heaviest snow bands. And on the left, over here, is your traffic camera for Gettysburg. So that's kind of cool. You guys can stare at that for a second. So you notice that the roads are actually remaining pretty clear. Actually kind of shocked how clear those roads are staying for being the amount of snow that's falling. Got to refresh. So this says there's an accident in Pennsylvania. 10:15 p.m. There's a crash on I-78 westbound between exit 23 and exit 19. All lanes are closed. So that means that a serious enough crash that they have shut down all 4 lanes of I-78 westbound at about the 23 and 19 exits between those 2 exits. So definitely lots of accidents have happened today. I think that's probably like at least the 12th accident we've talked about today. Okay, so on the camera, it says traffic closest to the camera is traveling south. So we're looking north. So traffic going down this side of the interstate is traveling south, deeper, comparing it over here, south of Gettysburg, deeper into the snow bands. But it looks like the roads are actually pretty clear there in Gettysburg. So good for Pennsylvania's DOT. Stay on top of that, but they look actually pretty nice. Of course, I'm not really there, so I can't really tell, but for the most part, it looks pretty good. Looks like they're plowed all right. Let's pull up another one of these maps here. Here's another one. So another traffic map, this one from US 15. This is in Lower Allen. So this is just south of Harrisburg. So comparing it to our radar here, right here's Lower Allen. And then here is what it looks like in Lower Allen. So the snow just really now getting up there, but look how much snow is already on the ground. So compared to radar and to what's on the ground, uh, it's actually kind of surprising how much snow is already there. So already an inch, and the snow bands haven't even got there yet. So at least PennDOT's doing something. Okay, so it's called. You guys call it PennDOT then? Okay, I like that. PennDOT's on something. I mean, these roads don't look all that good. These are definitely unplowed streets so far, but that's probably a city limit. That's not taking care of business there. But you can see up here on the highway, it still looks pretty decent on those interstates up there. But not a lot of snow has fallen in this region yet. So if you're just now tuning in, we are tracking a major winter storm impacting portions of the East Coast. This storm started back in Missouri and Arkansas earlier this morning and was dropping 7-8 inches of snow across Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia. It's now pushing through West Virginia and into Maryland, southern Pennsylvania. The radar that we have on right now is southern Pennsylvania, where there are winter storm warnings that just were issued, and you can see a really heavy area of snow bands coming down. On the left side of the screen is the traffic camera for the Harrisburg area. We're kind of just clicking through this whole region. I'm assuming this is also Harrisburg. I kind of like this one a little bit better because it actually showed our interstate travel here. Or I guess US 15. So this is US 15 and US 30 at the interchange there. This is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on the left side. Right here is Gettysburg on radar. So tucked in there pretty well. Oh, there's that PennDOT. I see where it says that now. PennDOT. Traffic cameras are courtesy of the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, aka PennDOT. Another traffic update here from Matt. I-70 eastbound between exit 31 and exit 35, all lanes are closed. So if you're trying to travel on I-70, which is how I got to Pennsylvania last February. So if you're trying to get through on I-70 between exits 31 and 35, good luck. All 4 lanes are closed. That's the Centerville exits. Pretty nasty stuff coming down out there. Watertown has received just over 15 inches of lake effect snow. Is that in New York? Yeah. I'm pretty good at geography, but sometimes people will hand out some cities and towns and states. I've never heard of those cities and towns, so I have to give them like a general idea. But in school, I aced all my geography. I'm just really good at mapping and that type of stuff. I used to be able to name all 50 state capitals, but I don't think I can do that anymore. Do I think snow will accumulate on roads for Frederick, Maryland? Yes, because that's north of DC, right? If I'm remembering that area correctly. Right here. It's actually on the map right now. Absolutely. You guys will definitely get some accumulated snowfall in that area. All right, let's zoom back out. Let's go down a little bit. Let's see what's happening. So here are those snow events starting to happen now southwest of DC. This will all come up towards the DC area. Probably start impacting you here pretty soon. There's probably already some snow coming down in that area if we switch radars. Definitely. So you see the snow starting to really come down now. Someone said they were from Frederick, and it's should already start to be accumulating right now in that area. DC, it's getting on you now. Should start to see some snowflakes here soon if you haven't already. We'll go back into that radar hole and show you where these heavy. This has just got my attention right now. I think this is where the heaviest snow currently is falling. Is right through parts of northern Maryland, from anywhere from Frederick, Maryland, all the way up to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I think that's an area of some of the heaviest snowfall happening right now. That's why we're kind of focusing on it a little bit. That's also the reason behind this winter storm warning across portions of south central Pennsylvania. Over the next 6 hours for this area, pretty much centralized here on the heavier portions of the snowfall seem to remain across parts of West Virginia. But again, like I said, right in here, I think all the way up to the Harrisburg area is going to be the heaviest region over the next 6 hours. Especially through here, it looks like maybe a pocket of 6 to 8, maybe 8 to 12 inches in there. And then over the next 24 hours, it looks like they've actually upped the snowfall totals a little bit too, across portions of southern Pennsylvania. Makes sense, right? Yeah, like I said, the storm has been overperforming since it formed this morning, so I'm not entirely shocked that we have some really good snow bands kicking up here across Pennsylvania. Not really shocked at all. Let's look at the comments here, see what we got going on. It's actually getting cold in my apartment right now. Oh, it's probably because I got the door shut and the heater's not being able to get in here. It's I think -9 last time I checked, probably close to -10 now. It is -11 at my house right now. I hate it. It's going to get down to about -15 here tonight. Do I think there could be more other heavy snow? Absolutely. I think the potential for heavy snow bands anywhere along this path is possible. Not just Pennsylvania. I won't be on long enough to talk about that because I won't be on long enough for it to be hitting Long Island, and up here I'll have to go to sleep. But absolutely, I think you can easily get these areas right in here just like that anywhere up along the snowstorm's path. Yeah, negative. Yeah. -11. It is terrible right now. It's so cold that I'm wearing a sweatshirt and I have the heat on in the living room, and I usually just keep the door open because I don't like the heat on in the bedroom because I get too hot when I sleep at night. So I keep the door open to the bedroom. That way the perfect amount of heat will come in, so I'm not freezing, but I'm also not hot. And I have that door shut just in the last hour and a half of doing this live stream, and it's cold in my room right now. Like my desk is cold. So 28 degrees here in Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. Fast accumulations. Okay, got some fast. I don't know. Name a town in there. That way, I kind of get an idea of where that is. I'm sure some of our Penn weather people know. What state do I live in to be that cold? I'm in Indiana. It's not. It's a big Arctic air blast coming down from Canada right now. North Dakota is like -50 tonight. 50, -50. And then the negatives go all the way down through central Indiana into Ohio, into southern Illinois. Super cold Arctic air blast. Newmanstown? Okay, let me see where that is. Okay, so that's up here. Yeah, so somewhere right in here, right? Definitely. Those heavier snow bands coming right up that way. Absolutely. You're going to get a lot of snowfall accumulation probably here. You're probably in that winter storm warning as well now. There's a place in Lebanon County named Lebanon. Oh, okay. Makes that easy, I guess. Oh, okay. I see it right here. Yep. So just northeast of Harrisburg. Yeah, you can see right here indicated by the dark blue. That's the heavy snow bands, and it's coming right up at you. So you'll definitely get some quick snowfall accumulations here over the next few hours. Yeah, it's the worst when it's cold. It's bad when it's cold outside, but when it gets inside, that just it's bad outside. I'll probably step outside here in a second I might boil some hot water and do like the hot water challenge because it's cold enough to do that. Let's get a couple more final questions out here, and then we're gonna log off for the night. I just want to kind of touch on what was going on across the area. It's already almost 11 o'clock my time. But definitely the area of concern right now over the next couple of hours is going to be this corridor of heavy snowfall tucked in those snow bands, anywhere from the Winchester, Maryland area through Frederick, Maryland, all the way up to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That whole region should be expecting some heavy snowfall totals here over the next couple of hours. Maybe not like super heavy, but quick accumulating snowfall should be expected. Whiteout conditions probably on these interstates between Hagerstown and Frederick right now. Any highways up and down through the Harrisburg and Frederick area. I think US 15 was that highway. Those will be, yeah, I'll absolutely post it. I'll make a video and everything and post on YouTube of the, of the hot water challenge. That's if I can actually get enough lighting out there to do it in. Either that or I wait till tomorrow morning when the sun comes up a little bit. But all right, guys. I'm going to get off of here for a little bit. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm getting tired, so I'm about to head to sleep. I'm going to go outside and experience some cold weather here for a second. But like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to join that public Discord chat, it is open to you guys. The link is pinned on the comment section. You can join in there and chat with other weather people that enjoy learning about the weather. I post a lot of forecasts in there. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. Everybody have a great night. If you're in the winter storm, be safe. Bundle up. Make sure your heaters are on. And everybody just be safe. Thank you guys so much. And